Hello everyone. Quick context for those who are new. My name is Devashish and I am a product manager. As someone in product, Claude is an AI tool I use most every day. If you have used ChatGPT and you are hearing about Claude but never bothered to try it, the video is for you. In next 30 minutes, I am going to show you everything Claude's free tier can do, and most of it is going to surprise you. End of this video, you will know how to use it for your work, your research, and even your job search. If ChatGPT if ChatGPT is the most famous AI assistant in the world, Claude is its biggest competitor. You talk to it, it talks back. You can ask to write things, analyze documents, build small apps, do research, summarize, brainstorm. The basics are similar to any other AI chat tool, but here's the part that matters most. Claude has few features that genuinely make it different from ChatGPT, especially features like artifacts, project connectors, and we are going through each one of these today. In 2026, Anthropic Claude has loaded the free tier with features that is used to be paid only. So almost everything that I am going to show you today, you can do without paying a single rupee. It's time to get into the actual product. So let me just open the browser and okay, one second, I'll just close it. I'll open another browser, a little bit cleaner. Okay, let me type Claude.ai. So here we have a couple of sign options. We can sign up with a Gmail or with an email as well. So let me try signing up with my Gmail. I don't remember my password. Perfect. I was able to recall my password, so I'll continue login. Okay, so here you see while creating account, Claude asks you a couple of questions. So we just need to agree to all of this. We can skip some of this, like subscribe. When we don't want, we can skip allowing consent to collection of data for personal information. But yeah, I'm checking this. Then we can go ahead with create account. Now there are different plans, $0 free plan, and then pro plan and max plan. But today we are going to talk about the free plan, so I'll proceed with free plan. You can also download Claude for desktop, but I'll skip for now. Okay, before your first chat, a few things to know, +1 settings to review, add free chats, build to help, not harm, help Claude improve. If you want, we can uncheck, but yeah, I'll keep this checked. We can just type our name, Devashish Verma, what kind of work we do. I'm a product manager. Okay, so this is what Claude looks like when you log in. Let me give you a quick tour top to bottom. I'll point at each piece as I go. So on the left, this is the sidebar section. You should know first you have a chat option. You can start first a chat. Every conversation you have with Claude lives here. You can rename, delete, or search by default. They are sorted by most recent. Second is projects. Consider project or workplaces. Think of it as folder where related conversations, instructions, and uploaded file lives together. And third on this top is artifacts. We'll talk about it in more details at a later point of time. So currently I'll skip it for now. In the center of it is chat box. Okay, we'll start with the fresh chat. In the center of it is chat box. Look at the buttons in the chat box. You can attach files or photos, take a screenshot, add to projects. I'll discuss about it at a later point of time. And add or activate a certain skills. We can add connectors, and we can also styles. So basically style will help what kind of response we expect from Claude. Now a couple of things that you would see is on the right side you will select the model. By default it is Sonnet 4.6, which is amazing, but models like Haiku are efficient enough to give a really good response. And we also have adaptive thinking, especially for things which requires deep thinking. We'll talk about it later. So I'll just skip it for now. Now this entire experience is kept intentionally minimal. Anthropic's philosophy is to get off your way and let you focus on conversations. Once you know things are, you will never have to think about it. Now, go to the features people don't know about, which is artifacts. When Claude generates anything, you can see it rendered not just in a code, but in a chat box, the actual thing. So let's start with artifacts. Now we have an option to create a new artifact, so we'll go ahead and create a new artifact. When you go ahead and create a new artifacts, on the right side of it, you will see a panel where you'll have different sections like titles, sections, checkboxes, and all together. We're going to start with artifacts. I would want Claude to build me a checklist for preparing for product reviews. So as you can see, it's rendering on the right. Amazing. Now you can see that it has come up with the extensive list for product interview press. It has broken down this into different sections, which is core frameworks and product research, product sense, analytics and metrics, behavioral and leadership, strategy and execution, and something which is required on interview prep day. Now, if you want to change something, we're able to do that. Let's take for example, okay, as we progress, as we progress with check boxes, it will show completion. Okay, this is amazing. Now we can publish this and share this as well. So let's take for example, I want to publish the link. Okay, copy link. Now let me open it here. Here it opens a checklist for product preparations. So now I'm going to talk about projects. Next I'm going to talk about projects. Okay, so consider project as workplaces and think of it as folder where related conversations, instructions and uploaded files live together. So I'll start a new project. Maybe I'll name this project as YouTube content for cloud. Okay, you can add a description here. So this project is to help and brainstorm ideas for YouTube content, especially on cloud features. Now let's go ahead and create a project. Now we can make it more contextual, so we can add files, we can add instructions. So let's take for example, we can give instructions that the content should be created for wider audience, not only limited to product managers. Let's save these instructions. We can also add files. So I have a couple of transcripts or files for this content. Let me add some of this. So basically that will use these files as a reference for content. Now it knows the instructions, it knows the files, it has the relevant files. Now what I can do is, let me give it an instruction to give me ideas of content for next 5 videos. Looking at transcript, here are 5 videos ideas, scale for broader knowledge, worker audience, not PM specific. The 10 prompts that work for any job, practical prompting frameworks, Claude as your personal research assistant, stop writing from scratch, Claude for everything writing, turn any documents into actionable insights, and build things you couldn't before, no code artifacts for everyone. So these are really valid and relevant content similar to what I'm planning. Okay, now moving on, there are a lot more features cloud. So there are skills, there are connectors. Let us quickly go through skills. What skills is? So consider skills are specialized uh, tasks that cloud can do in a different manner. So we can create skills by clicking on plus sign here. If you have already created, there are a lot of skills which are already created. So we can just browse those skills and then use it as is. Things like algorithm, web artifacts builder, canvas design. Yeah, there are a lot of skills which are already there. But let's take for example, we want to create a skills with Claude. So let's create a skill together using your skill creator. First ask me what the skill should do. Okay, so let's take for example, I want to create a skill to help PM review their product sense. So basically, any product manager interviews has a product sense questions, and skill will help review product sense and also help with preparing for product sense interview questions. Okay, now yeah, let's get it. Let's see, it's working. Great idea. PM product skills sounds really useful. Let me ask a few questions to make sure we design it well. Okay, so what should the skill primarily help with? Practicing product science interview questions, reviewing, critiquing a PM's product thinking, teaching framework, circles, art. I think I'll select all of this. What kind of output style do you prefer? Coach mode, ask me questions, then give feedback. Direct mode, evaluate my answers and score it. Framework mode, show me the ideal answer structure first. Okay, I think go ahead with coach mode, and I'll select mostly senior PM and staffs. Which type of product science questions should the skill cover? Improve or redesign, design a product for new user segment, diagnose a product, I'll leave it aside, prioritize and roadmap trade-off. This also makes sense. When the skill reviews the PM's thinking, how direct should the feedback be? Blunt, flag weak thinking, balance, highlight strength and gaps. I think yeah, I'll go ahead with balance. It's working, creating a PM's products and skills. Yeah, I can look here how it is thinking. This might take time because creating a skills especially for product questions is not an easy skills, and that's the reason you could see that Claude is taking time. Claude has created a skills, also does a sanity check on itself by running through a test case. So I think it's working fine. Probably it's in the last stage of creating a skill. So you can read it here and also modify it. So it says use this skill whenever a PM wants to practice review or sharpen their product sense. Trigger includes request to practice product sense interview questions, asking Cloud to play interviewer, wanting feedback on a product interview. PM skill sense, improve, redesign product, design for a new user segment, prioritization and roadmap trade-off. Modes is coach mode as we have selected, and yeah, this is how a skill gets created. Okay, save the skills. So skill got saved. Perfect. Now, if we want to practice, actually use these skills whenever we are starting a new chat, we can actually select these skills, and then like PM product sense, it will trigger these skills, and then we can practice. Okay, now after skills, I would also like to go to the connectors. Now, connectors are you can consider is Claude gives you capabilities to connect to different other tools. So things like Google Drive, Gmail, Google Calendar, and you can actually access access these via the connector. So let's take for example, I want to connect my Google Calendar with Cloud. Okay, I give Cloud access to my Google Calendar. Let me select all. Okay, then there are different permissions. So read only tools always allow. Write delete needs approval. I mean we can also always allow, but yeah, no, I think let's make it as needs approval. Perfect. So this is connected. Now what we can do, view details. Okay, now we can go to the fresh chat and we can go to connectors. One second. Create a calendar invite for, let's take for example 6 p.m. today. Loading tools. Anything else that you'd like to add? Duration. Keep it for 30 minutes. Okay, let's call it Dave's appointment with dentist. Okay. Okay, Cloud is asking permissions to authenticate. I think we should do that. Not sure, I have already done that, but still asking. Okay, looks like Google has blocked it. But yeah, ideally it should work. I'll check why it has not worked. Perfect. Now, last thing here I want to talk about is this section, bottom left. Here you can see the settings, language, and if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade the plans, apps and extensions. I think one thing which I would like to walk you through is settings. You can change avatar. Okay, I think this is instruction give to Cloud. Cloud will actually keep this in mind whenever it is coming respond. So yeah, this is one thing. And one more thing which I wanted to highlight here is you could see there are different models. I would suggest for simple task it's better to select Haiku. It also has an adaptive thinking model wherein it goes into deep thinking, and then there are some models which are only available for paid users like Opus and Opus 3 and Opus 4.6. I think yeah, that sums up a walkthrough of the Cloud features. Please wait for the next video. I'll covering more on the paid features and why sometimes makes sense to go for a paid features depending on your use cases or your needs.